With Governor Whitmer releasing some of our stay-at-home orders, more people are being able to go back to work, and that's creating a little bit of anxiety for those who have created a bubble of safety around themselves over the last month or so. Joining me now is Bob Vandepol from Pine Rest Christian Mental Health Services to talk with us a little bit about how we can manage that new anxiety that some of us are feeling. And Bob, you have some really keen insights into some research that you've just read.
Well, I just read a survey of 1,000 employees nationwide, and they asked them a lot of questions about how do you feel about going back? Are you anxious about it or no? Would you like there to be personal protective equipment there? Yes or no? Would you want people to be tested? Would you want people to be sent home if they were found to be symptomatic? And what struck me was that everything was about 50-50 of people being really concerned about it or not being really concerned about it. And I think that in and of itself is important for workers to think about. When you go back after this weird time that we've all been experiencing, not everybody's going to feel the same way. And if you're anxious about it, you may not receive 100% support for your anxiety. So I think it's going to be important to do things that help you to mitigate your own anxiety, that help you to relax. Okay. So before you go back, yes, eat healthy, get a good night's sleep, get some exercise, do those things. As you go in, what are some small steps that you can take that typically would help you to feel safe? Okay, so if that's a mask, if that's your hand washing, if that's your distancing, it's a good idea to acknowledge this is what I feel. This helps me to feel safer. And now I'm going to communicate that with people. They may be real receptive, they may not, but that's the first step.
And also being respectful, no matter what side of this view you're on, that if somebody's standing 6 feet away from you, don't take that personally. If you feel you need to step back, feel okay doing that, right? You just creating a different type of safety net around yourself.
I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that this is awkward. This is awkward. And we all disagree and we all have different perspectives on it. So let's offer each other some grace, cut each other some slack, so that if I want to talk about it, but it's making somebody else more anxious, I need to be able to be aware enough to back off. Or if somebody needs to talk, maybe I need to listen.
Right. And maybe even having a conversation with your manager or your boss about, is there a way for me to come back half time, maybe half the day, and then ease into it half, or maybe just a couple days a week, finding that space that you feel comfortable working in.
Yes, that's really important. You know, what do people want? People want safety, and we can't guarantee that, but what can I do to increase the likelihood of it, both from the disease and from my peers and my boss? People want some connectivity. I feel more relaxed if I feel supported by other people. Okay, so who are the people that feel like you do, that you're safe to talk with? Don't seek out the person that's going to give you a rant, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of times when we're anxious, one of the most important things to do is to try to grab back, what do I have control over? And to focus on that, because I can be so frightened of what I have no control over that I don't. So, okay, what are some tasks? What are some familiar schedules, familiar tasks, familiar places that help to ground me and help me to
I
breathe
think those
better?
are some really wonderful words of advice. And I appreciate them so much, Bob. I think you're going to really put a lot of people at ease. If you would like more information on the services that Pine Rest can offer you during this time of social distancing, we've got a link for you on 13onyourside.com.
Thank you.